going to introduce myself. My name is Kwame Hines. I just want to thank everybody that's here today. Everyone that's here today is meant to be here, and I appreciate you being here. The reason to come out today is to meet and greet and find out what we're all about. Athletes for Awareness. We'll give you a little bit of history on Athletes for Awareness. We actually started Athletes for Awareness about 15 years ago. It was an organization that was a cancer awareness organization because I'm a cancer survivor myself. We started doing a host of camps called Hoops for Awareness. And with Hoops for Awareness, it went a lot farther than I expected it to be because it started off as just some basketball tournaments and getting kids together. And it actually moved up a program that actually changed lives and stuck with communities and still sticks with them now. From that program, we worked with the Tribal Council of Arizona, which services 21 tribes through Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. And working with the Tribal Council, we were able to get Hoops for Awareness Journal through University of Nevada, Las Vegas, UNLV. So that program is actually journaled through the 21 tribes, and they're actually utilizing that program currently, which is big. That program took off. It was a lot bigger than I thought it would be, but I thought Athletes for Awareness was bigger than me at the time, and that was 15 years ago. So I actually kind of put it on the shelf and waited for the time that I thought it was ready. Once COVID hit, a lot of stress went through everyone's community, and especially through the sports nation. Basketball, volleyball, baseball, every sport that's out there. And I actually had children that were affected by that in the collegiate and the high school area. It affected them in ways that were not physical. It affected them in ways that did not come from the actual sports. It affected them mentally. And that was a struggle, not for my kids, but many children that were out there. So that was the time for Athletes for Awareness to come off the shelf again. Since then, we've worked hard with softening up the word of mental health for families, and there's a stigma that when mental health is involved, there's a problem. Athletes for Awareness, we want to let people know that mental health is not a problem. Being able to empower your children, being able to educate your children, and be able to prepare your children is not a problem. It's a motivator and it's a strong piece for your children to be able to succeed. With that being said, we were pushing hard for that part, and we have a stronghold with that. In the last month, we were able to partner with Bridge Counseling and Consulting, which is huge. Because Athletes for Awareness, we were focusing on the preventative side to help stop this crisis that we have with mental health. But working with Bridge, we're able to be in the treatment phase of the mental health as well and help our athletes that are in struggling present and currently in the athletic form. So that's why we're here. We want everybody to understand what we're doing and how we're doing this. We want to reach out to every sport that's out there, not just basketball. We want to reach out to soccer, volleyball, badminton, whatever sport that your athlete is participating in. But we also want to reach out and help and prepare them for their journey and make sure that they don't fall in the guidelines of that treatment phase of mental health. I'd like to introduce Tanya to come up real quick and tell us a few things about Bridge and how we can make this happen.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kwame. My name is Tanya, and I am a mental health professional. I've been in the field for almost 30 years. I like to think that I don't look like it, but I have, thank you. I've been in the field for 30 years, and I've worked with kids pretty much most of my career, working with them in school systems, working with them with the Department of Child Safety to help them deal with their mental health issues that's been impacted them, whether it's from something that's happened within their home, or they've had peer relationships, or the stressors of social media, not knowing how to fit in with other kiddos that are in their school systems. So we really, at Bridge, have really worked really hard to be a strong support to adolescents and children. Although at Bridge we work with everybody, we work with adults, we work with, the elderly, whoever needs mental health services. I have about 15 counselors at Bridge, all with various different types of skill set so that they can, support the community. We also have Spanish-speaking clinicians as well for those who come in who maybe need the support with language issues. If I can get some people who speak French and German, I would do that as well because we don't want to leave anybody behind. We really want to be able to help people feel good about themselves and to help them create the changes that they need within their family system, within themselves, with work stressors. And so this is great to be able to partner with Kwame. I've known Kwame a long time, you guys. I mean, he and my brother were roommates at college. So I've known him a long time, and him and my brother are still good friends. And so I really appreciate the fact that he's taken us along in this journey with him. I'm so proud of him because I know this is something that's been on his heart since he was young and since he was in college with my brother. I remember them talking, my brother having conversations with me about some of Kwame's dreams that he had. And because he's a phenomenal father of two young men who are actually in the sports world, and he knows what it's like to have young people who struggle. They look like everything's going well for them. They look like everything should be wonderful. They got these big careers and people see them as, the life of the party. They're tall and in the field of athletics and things like that. So everybody looks at them and says that they should have it together and everything should be great. But as you and I know, that can be a pressure all by itself too. And sometimes have people not really see that they have these struggles. And the time you turn on the news, you see athletes struggling. They're doing sometimes some really stretched things, hurting other people because we aren't looking at them, the internal them. We oftentimes look at the outside them, what they bring, what people think that they can give to them. And they're hurting too. And so it's really important that we partner together to support these young people who are going to go on this journey of working in the area of athleticism, but also who are still humans and who still have issues that may pop up for them, and they need support and help. So we're on this journey with you, Kwame. Our young people need us. They need us, as we always say, they are the future. And we say that sometimes so haphazardly, don't really realize that is absolutely accurate. They are our future. I'm not going to be here. I want to be here till I'm 120. But who knows? Most of us may not be here either until 120, but we still have to leave them behind. And they need our help. They need our help to be healthy. They need our help to go into leadership positions. And we need them to be really good examples to the generations behind them. So it's important that this continues to grow. And so if you know anybody who's in this field right here, I'm going to be spreading the word to school systems, passing out his cards, and to all those young people we come across who come into our office. Send them because they're going to need the support, and he's a great example to kids who are in the area of sports that they can make it and that they can do very well, but they also need to work on their internal self as well and not have to feel the pressures of society feeling like they have to be perfect, because no one is. And so I'm really glad that we are on this journey with Kwame. But we're here for everybody. We've been in business for 11 years and we keep growing, and so we want to keep growing to help our community. And so anybody can come to us. It just doesn't have to be our kiddos, but anybody can. But because I love them so much, I'm all for young folks. I'm going to go to my grave hoping that I have impacted as many young people as I possibly can, because that's been my heart since I was a little girl. It's so funny, when I was a teenager, I used to tell my mom all the time, I want to work with teens. I want to work with teens. And I never knew that was actually going to be my future. I didn't know that I was going to actually navigate to that space right there. But that's what I've been on this journey, trying to impact young people. So I'm excited about what you're doing. And so thank you so much for inviting us. And we'll show up at any other event you have. We're there. Okay? So thank you so much, Carmen.